Welcome back, everybody. It's the Wick Lady, and we are now here for another episode of Wick Talk Entrepreneur Special at the Black Beauty Expo premiere. I've been speaking a lot today, guys. Bear with me, okay? Today we have a special guest with us. His name is Keto.
Yes.
And he runs
Gamma 6 watch.
a Gamma 6 watch. What is a Gamma 6 watch? Let me know, because I have a pocket watch. I like watches, but I don't know nothing about watches, but I know they look good on me. So tell me about it. You know, like what does a watch connoisseur have to tell me about watches? Like,
Yeah, so Gamma 6, we specialize in standing out, right? So all of our watches aren't necessarily cookie cutter.
Okay.
I try to handpick everything so that it's unique to each individual style, right?
Nice.
So every watch is going to tell a different story. Right?
Nice.
So we have mechanical watches, we have big face watches, and our pride and joy are our wooden watches.
You said wooden watches?
Wooden watches.
Nice. I've never seen a wooden watch.
Yes.
Okay. Do they function the same way as the...
They do function the same way. They're made from
Is it wood all the way through, even the
wood.
face?
Yes.
Nice.
Wood all the way through. Yeah. And it's treated so it's not going to warp. You know, they everyday use is perfectly fine.
Okay, but it's still battery used, though.
Yes, that one is still battery.
Okay.
Mechanical watches work off your movement of your wrist. So what I'm wearing today, you can kind of see the workings of it, the mechanics. Therefore,
that is so nice. Let me see that. Oh, that is fire. Listen, I've always been fascinated with time and watches. Like, I got stopwatches at the house and all of that. Like, I don't know what it is. It is. I got one with like a Jason face on it. I got it from MegaCon. But I thought it was so cool. Like, what's the history behind like just people just wearing watches? I know we got to keep time, but I know there's more to just watches than people actually understand. Like,
yeah, it's a little bit of what I was telling. Each watch tells a different story.
Okay.
That's the reason why you pick out a watch, right? Because you're looking for something that's more your style, that tells your story. You know, so that's where luxury becomes personal.
Nice. So you have the watch business. Are you in any other businesses, or is this your main business?
This is my main business.
Nice. How long have you been in business?
Since 2022.
Nice.
Yeah.
What motivated you to start the watch business?
So my story began, well, I've always been a watch connoisseur.
Okay.
So I remember my first watch was a mechanical watch that I saved up money. You know, I was in high school and I bought it and I was like, oh, it looks cool, right?
Right.
The battery stopped working and I was like, what's wrong with it? And when I took it to a watch repair shop, he was like, it don't use batteries. You got to wind it. That's what a mechanical watch is. Didn't know all of that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so fast forward to why I started my business. It was my wedding, and I wanted something that was going to stand out. You go to the stores, everything looks the same. You go to Macy's, you know, the big box stores, and all of them look the same. And I was like, nah, I want my picture to be like, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
So from there, I was like, I need to create something.
So you designed the whole entire watch?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you sketch it, or did you have somebody, like, you told them what they wanted?
So
and
I work with a manufacturer. So
nice.
That's where you get into the customization. So, yeah.
So I want to get into that, because I want to talk. This podcast segment is just to like really show people that a business can be anything, and what work it really takes to start a business. You know, like you said, 2022. That was 3 years ago.
Right,
you know,
right.
And now he's at the Black Beauty Expo promoting himself. Like, some people don't understand that the work and the effort that it takes. How was it starting your business? Like, was it easy for you? Did you already have somebody backing you up, or was it just an idea or your love that pushed you? Faith, what was it?
I understand. So it started off as an idea.
For your wedding, yeah.
And then going with the design is the hardest part, right? Because you want functionality, you want size, you want aesthetics, you know, so those things come into play as well as price. So when you talk about luxury, everyone's luxury is different. So you want to choose something that is pleasing to most people, but unique, so that, you know, you're not copying someone else's style.
Right.
So that takes time, and then developing that product as well as being out, right? So now that I have a product, no one knows about it unless I show up places, right? So I promote that. So that's been the challenging part, is showing up to places, right? So this year, I've been doing a big push to show up at many more places. Black Beauty Expo, you know, bridal shows. I did a fashion show. You know, just trying to get my business out there.
Listen, a lot of people don't understand how much marketing and networking is for the business. What kind of platforms besides actually going there do you use to market it?
So I'm on Instagram. I was on Facebook. We have our own website, and then from there it's word of mouth. I feel like being out in the public and people getting a chance to feel the watch, like, oh, that got some weight, or oh, I like the way that design looks. That's very different when you are just looking at it online.
Yeah.
So being out in public and then having those repeat customers. And I have a lot of repeat customers that are like, I like
Nice.
that design, I like that color, I got to come back and get that. So
Nice.
yeah.
So are these customers more like family and friends, or are they strangers? Because a lot of business owners were saying how they don't have that support from family and friends when they first start until actually business picks up. So did you have that same experience?
Family and friends is always going to be the first one. So, my mom and my dad bought my first
Nice.
watches. Friends started to support. They're like, hey, you got a business, I want to support that.
That's what's
But
up.
then after that, you start to have those people that you meet at places like this. You start to connect, and they're like, hey, I have a pop-up shop, would you like to come? Or hey, this watch has been on my mind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come by and see you at the next show.
Yeah.
That kind of thing starts to happen and develop.
Did you expect your business to grow as much as it has it grown so far when you first
Yes.
started? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
COVID definitely made things different.
Definitely.
So during that time, it was kind of slow, but I used that time to kind of develop the product because I always want something that I can stand behind. Right?
Yeah, something that you love, you
Yeah.
know. That's awesome. So what are some of the things that you know now as a business owner that you didn't know when you first started?
Take the time to develop your product. Don't just jump off if you have an idea. Make sure it's an idea that people want to invest in.
We were just talking about that, about like some businesses actually like investing their own money versus taking out loans, or sometimes taking out those business loans and the business not prospering. Have you dealt with things like that? Are you funding your own business, or have you? Okay.
Yes, I'm 100% funding my own business, but loans help in those instances.
Yeah, for sure.
To grow.
Yeah.
So starting off with 3 watches, and then you're like, I need my
More.
business to grow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where you would take out.
That's what's up. So have they helped you far as like, because one of the things that I wanted to mention was like, me personally, I'm still funding my own stuff, and I have enough business credit to take out a lot of business, but for where I want to go with my business right now, I'm not exactly settled that yet. So I'm not just gonna go take out $100,000 to $1 million and just be sitting on it. Like I always tell people, make sure you know what you're using it for before you use it, so that way when you use it, you can get that back. Like, have you had positive experiences where it was like, okay, my loan helped me make it back?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, so definitely positive experience. But stuff like this costs money. You go to a show, you need the setup, the table, the inventory. So you gotta invest in those type of things, but being smart and investing in things that will last long.
Yeah. So how much time does it take to make one of your watches? Like,
oh man, it depends. I will say the chronological watches take a longer time.
Okay.
The more hands, the more care it takes to put it together.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely those will take the most time.
Okay. So like, say if you decided to create a watch today, is it like a 6-month series, like where you have to figure it out, or do you get it in like 30 days, or like,
Absolutely. So right now, my watches are manufactured, so it depends on the manufacturing process time. So the wooden watches take less time than the more functional chronological watches.
Okay.
But the model that I'm moving into is assembling here. So I want to
Nice.
be able to assemble, paint them myself, and sell them myself. So that process is taking a little bit more time because I got to make sure it's to the quality that I want.
Right. Have you ever thought about like making like a 007 watch with like some holograms or something? Like,
Absolutely.
because we're moving into the age of technology now, so that is definitely something that people are gonna, look more into. So, do you think now that we're getting more into that matrix scene, like, do you see your watches expanding in that kind of way?
I do,
Because I know you say you're
way.
more classical,
Right,
so
in a different way, because I don't want to be too relied upon on today's fashion. I want it to be more classic.
classic.
10 years from now, you're not like, oh, that's the said and gone. I want it to be like, oh no, I can still pick that watch up. So I want it to look a certain way, but also still maintain that classic, mechanical, old school watch feel.
So I'm big on energy, and I feel like everything we do gives us a certain type of feel. Like, how do watches make people feel like when they get it? Because I know how I feel when I see one. But from your experience, seeing so much people and having those type of customers, like, what is the reaction that you get?
I love it when a customer comes by and they take a look and then they stop, come back and say, "Oh, wait a minute, I haven't seen anything like that." Right?
Yeah.
Like their whole face light up. It's like, "What is that? Tell me more about that one." You know?
Yeah.
And I like that because that's how I felt when I had it. You know,
Yeah.
I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, I want that to be a part of my brand." Right? So
That's what's up.
I like that.
That's what's up. So, if you had to tell somebody who's in your place where they were trying to start a business or even get into the watch business, what would you tell them to give them that motivation to keep going or to even just try?
I would definitely tell them to take a moment to make sure you have a good quality product. Because if your product is one that falls apart too easy or people don't necessarily like the quality after they leave your shop, that's going to end up.
That was going to be my next question. How do you deal with disgruntled clients, like customers? Like,
yeah, I haven't had one yet.
That's good.
That's the good thing.
Lucky
right,
you.
But I will stand by.
They didn't have time for that.
Guarantee anything, right? You know,
That's good. That's good. That's good. So, if they're looking to buy your products, where would they find you? Let them know where they can find all your stuff at.
Yes, if you're looking to buy
right here in this camera.
www.gamma6watches.com is where we are. That's my website. You can also DM me on Instagram and Facebook.
Nah, do you do customized watches where, like, if I wanted a wristband, because I see you do different bands as well, could I get my name and my band?
Not yet, but I'm working on that. That's in the future. I'm gonna. I actually get a lot of requests.
Okay.
In different colors, so that's the reason why I was like, I'm going to go more personal because I've had people say, I want purple, I want this aqua blue.
Nice.
I want to be able to provide that.
Oh, you should try mood changing watch. I love mood changing. Oh my God, I'll be your first customer. Trust me.
Okay.
I appreciate you so much, King, for coming to sit down with me. I appreciate him as a black business owner, as a black king. You know, it is hard for us to just really get out there and have our businesses flourish. So supporting each other definitely does matter. I wish you all the best in your business, and I'm definitely coming to come see them watches. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Hey, bitch, I'm Florida. And plus I'm with though. Heavy scenery, you know it's with me at a blitz.